What is going on today, guys? Today we are looking forward to an absolute slaughter. We're looking towards a fight. And whenever there's a fight going down, I transform from Andrew Esquire to Adam Esquire here, guys. Or, well, I don't know whether Adam actually gets an Esquire. He'd probably get disbarred for disorderly conduct. But that being said, I got the hoodie on. We're ready to fight. We're ready to talk about this absolute destruction and how Camille Vasquez absolutely destroyed Amber Heard. We're gonna break down everything that happened, the good stuff, the great stuff in the cross-examination. And today, to do that, to help me chop this up, to help me break this down, I'm bringing on my good friend who I've brought on before, and I'm bringing on again my friend Jeff from Legal Vices. What's up, Jeff? How's it going?
Couch. Great. Couch.
Literally, have you ever heard of that being your safe? Like, that is the most ridiculous safe word ever.
First of all, no. Second of all, I've always wondered for a safe word, what's wrong with just saying stop?
Well, you know what's wrong with saying
stop some more. Keep stopping. Oh,
yeah,
stop some more.
Yes. Stop harder, Daddy. Couch is just not the one I would go with.
I would go like from the old tick animation things, like like spoon or something like that. That would be
good. That would be really good. Oh, and by the way, Paulina, bom dia. Thank you for the shout out. Thank you for the shout out in Legal Bites chat today. I really appreciated that. And I don't know whether she had a chance to answer your some of your questions, but just to answer the one about have I been to Brazil, because I know you mentioned that. I don't think I was there or didn't get to answer that one. I have been to Brazil. I've been to Rio Grande do Sul. So I've been to Florianopolis, Porto Alegre, some little cities in the mountains, that beautiful Italian, I forget the name. I think it was Gramado, the really like Italian style one that's in the mountains. Really beautiful area, the south of Brazil. I hope next time to have more time in Rio. And I've also got a friend in Recife. So I really do like Brazil. It's one of the countries where, living a different international lifestyle. I can imagine just having like a place in Brazil to like escape and relax every once in a while. I will say I'm not a fan of the currency going fucking to the moon and back and getting destroyed. That's a little crazy for me. But other than that, Brazil's a pretty sweet place. So guys, good to see everybody here in the chat. By the way, Legal Vices, his channel is in the description. So you have him tagged. It's at Legal Vice. You'll see it in the description. That's been added now. So you can follow him if you want. So Jeff, we watched Camille Vasquez, our lovely mamacita here. She fucking destroyed Amber Heard yesterday. I mean, I'm not even gonna ask you whether you think she did, right? Because to me, it's unambiguous, right?
I'm wondering if Amber Heard is looking into filing assault and battery charges against Camille. I was just like waiting for like Big John McCarthy to come in and like call a stop to the fight. I mean, that was just a brutal beatdown.
Yeah, if she wasn't, if she wasn't, filing suit here, I would say she's now been a victim of abuse at the hands of Camille on the stand. She got wrecked. It was great.
Yeah, that was like one of the worst beatings I've ever seen a woman get in my life. That was bad. I mean, it was like one of those videos like on YouTube or somewhere else you watch and you think, oh, this is going to be like funny. And then by the end of the video, you're like, well, that wasn't funny after all. That was just sad.
I mean, I'm gonna have this like clipped out, but that part where she literally said, "Hey, so you took photos of Johnny Depp, right? So you took photos of Johnny." And by the way, guys, we're gonna watch some testimony. We're just gonna play it through and do some like live commentary because I want to get Jeff's take on this. Because he's had more of a trial experience than I have, or rather, he knows a little bit more about the courtroom. I'm just a simple corporate lawyer from Florida. Just a simple country guy.
My 5 minutes in the public defender's office in Salt Lake. Yeah,
that's still more minutes than I spent in the public defender's office.
Rocking the bowl of Korean makgeolli here.
Yeah, so I've got the brandy cup because I still need to buy an actual makgeolli cup. This is a fucking embarrassment.
This is just a large rice bowl because I never drink this stuff at home. But
yeah, it's good. So I've got the thank you. We're going with makgeolli today, guys.
Dude, we're bromancing.
Yay! Yay! So this brand Rand is actually really good and really smooth, and it's like 5,001. So it's
5,000 is 22 here in Busan.
22.
Yeah, I got it at the at Emart.
2,200 or 22,000?
Yes, 2,200.
Actually, honestly, Jeff, I don't even know how much it is. Like, honestly,
probably like
to me,
buying
it's
in
just a
bulk.
good deal. Yeah,
it
exactly.
is.
I just got it from the CU, so I have no fucking clue. I just put stuff in my cart and I pay for it. And
this is the first time I've had it, and this is really good.
It's really good. It's smooth. It's good. Like, it's a solid brand. It's a solid brand.
It's the natural stuff. They haven't added the carbonated water to it. That's what I like. That's why I got it.
Yes. Very good. So anyways, guys, that's Korean drinks 101 for you guys. Korean alcoholism. Jeff is the senpai of Korean alcoholism. 100%. Paulina, by the way, says, finally a foreigner who meets the best parts in Brazil. But for now, it's super good for Americans to come here. Yeah, no, I think it's still great for people to visit. Right now, by the way, a great time for people to go abroad. The dollar is super strong right now. Jeff, I've converted some stuff over to won recently. It's at like an all-time high. It's almost like 1,300 to a dollar. It's real good right now.
I know that every month when I have to send the money back for the sun. Yeah.
Oof.
It's about time for the sun. It's time you struck out on your own until the exchange rate comes down. But yeah,
it's like, gonna need to put you to work in the mine, son. But
my wallet's taking an Amber Heard beating.
But Daddy, I'm 6 years old. It's like, that was good enough in 1920. It's good enough today, boy.
Shut up and watch The Canary.
Pauline also says, it was so good that I was happy I was home alone because that was awesome. No, it's great. And it's good that, like, even if you're home alone, even if you're like wherever you are in the world, he's in Busan, South Korea. I'm here in Seoul, South Korea. We're all together around the world watching this. And shout out to all those international people here around the world who are tuning in to watch this, to catch up, to check this out. Maybe you don't get a chance to watch the trial, but you're getting a chance to get some good reviews, some good comments on this, and really hear from us what's going down in the trial.
Well, that's the thing. And I mean, it's totally due to you, but I've got about, I think, 760 subscribers as of last count, but literally just from all time zones, people have said hello and introduced themselves. So it doesn't really matter what's going on. There's literally people around the globe watching it.
Awesome. Yeah. And you can even see her in the set. Like Zuki's here from Australia. You've got South Africa. I've got Israel right here. I mean, we've got a lot of people in the house. Paris, Sava, what's up? Good to see you. Yeah, lots of people in the house. And I love that. I really do love that. And look, one thing I understand is being abroad, being international. I know a lot of people are U.S. based. I'm still a U.S. attorney. So is Jeff, by the way. You're still barred, right? You still have your U.S. law license. So we're both barred U.S. attorneys, but we're abroad. So we get it, guys. We get it. Like you have to specify Georgia, USA, not the one that might be potentially invaded by Russia. That's clear.
As long as they don't touch the vineyards, so I won't have a beef with it.
Well, legal bites might have a beef because that's where she's at. So, Angelica asked, "Are you guys fluent in Korean?" No, not at all. No, none of us know any Korean at all. No, not at all. No, totally not fluent at all.
I've been here 34 years. So what I tell people is if I'm not fluent in Korean at this time, I'm just a fucking idiot. So
I actually, it's funny, Jeff, I actually was speaking to somebody and they were, of course, like a fucking English teacher. And I'm sorry, you guys, this is the thing. You're either an English teacher or the army.
Or you're not,
or you're not. And that's like two guys. And it's like me and Jeff, so almost everybody who's here for a long time, you kind of have to eventually. It just, in order to integrate over a long period of time, it's kind of necessary for functioning. But when I meet somebody who's like an English teacher and they've been here for 10 years and they don't know a lick, like not even Hangul, and I'm like, bro, like you gotta get a little bit more educated if you're going to be here for that long. A year or so, I get it. The ROI is not great. But if you're going to be here for 10 years, 5 years, like you got to be able to get some survival language. And look, when I traveled to any country, I learned the survival amount of the language. I was in Brazil and learned like obrigado. I learned bom dia, I learned that just to go there and interact on a short-term basis, just the basics, like get a phrase book, learn the 10 most popular phrases, and you can survive pretty well.
And at this point, 4 years from now, I will have officially been in Korea twice as long as I lived in the States.
That is fucking scary right now. That is really scary. But yeah, okay. So on this trial and how she got destroyed. So I think to me, the most damning thing was that moment when she brings up the pictures In fact, shit, let me see if I can find that real quick here. Because it's just such a glorious moment.
The pictures of her mangled face, or the pictures of all of the pictures that were strewn very neatly around the apartment. Which picture?
No, let's just watch this part, because this part, I think I'm going to just show you this part. This is my favorite part of this. And really the part where I think it destroys her credibility as a victim of abuse, especially on the scale that she talks about. So let's see if this is it. I may end up fast forwarding this. Let's see.
He was passed out.
Here we go. This part.
And I took a picture of him because he wouldn't remember. He claimed he didn't pass out that way. And sometimes security would carry him like a baby into bed, get him changed.
I wish I had security to carry me into bed.
So,
yeah.
Pictures of it so that he knew that it was real, that it had gotten this bad.
Okay, let's stop this real quick though. Okay, thee without sin cast the first stone.
Yeah.
Who has not passed out drunk at some point in a place, and if somebody took a picture of you, it would be unflattering? If you haven't, I'm questioning you.
Well, even me, when you wake up on the sofa at 5 o'clock in the morning because you're cold, and think, God damn it, this is the third night in a row I fucking fell asleep on the sofa.
Right. And when I fall asleep on the sofa, it doesn't look great, right? It looks like, I'm sitting there splayed out. There's nothing there. Maybe I'm wearing weird clothes. Maybe I'm half dressed, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't look good. Right.
Well, the last full confession, last time we hung out in Seoul, I may have taken a nap in a bush on the side of the street.
Well, I will say though, okay, let's be very clear about this though, because we don't want to confuse people, Jeff. Let's be very, very clear about this. I'm gonna minimize this. In Asia, you can fall asleep in public and nobody's gonna fuck with you, right? Nobody's gonna steal your shit. Nobody's gonna go for the booty hole. Nobody's gonna none of that's gonna happen to you. Right? There's nothing that's gonna happen to you in Asia. It's totally okay, right? And nobody's really gonna bother you or question you, right? Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, you're passed out. Like, leave this guy alone.
Yeah. Speaking of things that everyone has done here.
Speaking of which, Scott who's in Pyeongtaek is like, what are we talking about? We're like, Scott, we're talking about passing out drunk in Korea. Like, you should know about this. Come on, bro. Get on our level. But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't look good if I took a picture of Scott passed out in the bush, right, after we're drinking all night in Itaewon and on Hooker Hill. That's not going to look great. That's not going to be a great look. Yeah. However, does that mean he's a bad person? Does that mean that this is like an impugnment of their character, that they make bad decisions, or a step from that they're violent? No, they just like
explanation was such shit.
They just like the party. Like, that has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with whether or not they're abusive. Like, that's not.
She took those pictures. Sorry, she took those pictures specifically to humiliate him with them the next day. I mean, just say that he didn't. He fucking knows he passed out. He fucking knows when he's high and on the nod somewhere. He doesn't need a picture. He knows she's doing it to go, look, here's another one to say, pass around to her friends, to put online, to use as evidence in some weird way. But sorry, continue the video.
No, absolutely. Let's roll this testimony.
Take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1091, which is already in evidence.
I love Camille's cadence. It's so beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
You took this picture as well.
I love this questioning.
And this is a picture that was taken
straight
in the
yes,
right?
no.
It's one of them, yes.
And this is a picture of Mr. Depp taking a nap on his tropical island.
I love that line.
I believe he was on the nod, but
this is ridiculous. I'm gonna let this play out, but this whole line of like her response and her need to be sassy, this is fucking ridiculous. I'm gonna let this play real quick.
As he would say,
sleeping on the nod on his island.
They're very different, in my opinion.
In your opinion, very different?
Well, they are, because I mean, if I'm taking a nap, I'm doing this, kind of like in the picture. I mean, this is totally different.
And yes, he is on the island.
Let's see.
On vacation.
It's gonna show the picture.
We were on vacation, yes.
Let's also take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1092.
Oh, hold on. I guess I will have to rewind it a little bit.
If you want to take a picture of someone on the nods, you take a video, not a picture.
Right, Ms. Hurd?
Yeah, so hold on. So here's the picture. Like, Jeff, I don't know, man. To me, I can't tell whether he's passed out, drunk, or intoxicated, or just passed out. Like, I don't know.
That's why I loved her question. So you took a picture of him napping on his tropical island he owns, huh? Congratulations, Amber.
Right. And look, it's to me, it's irrelevant. It doesn't look like he's choking in his own vomit. It doesn't look like he's about to die. He's not having a spasm. Like, he's just sleeping. Like, that's really, really weird to try to do that to somebody who's sleeping. I don't know. To me, it's odd behavior.
Vacation.
We were on vacation, yes.
Let's also take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1092, which is also in evidence. We also took this picture, right, Ms. Heard?
That's correct. I did.
Once again, Jeff, I mean, do you see? I mean, you're a guy. I mean, we're out here, we're drinking right now. I mean, does this look like a horrible position?
No.
Like, what would you? I mean,
I think there might be a glass of something on the table. It looks like, but there's nothing to indicate.
Beer maybe on the table.
Yeah, there's nothing to indicate that this was any like major, crack thing, heroin thing.
Right. It doesn't seem like he's doing it. I don't see the lines of coke in front of him that she alleges that he's into all the time. Like, I don't see that.
And walks away from. Here's my 4 beautiful lines of coke. I'll see you later.
Perfectly aesthetically lined up.
And then don't touch those while I'm gone, Amber.
Yes. Don't go anywhere near those with your fucking sister's tampon applicator. Like, first of all, also, we'll get to that. Hold on. Sorry. You see, get me off. Camille destroyed her so thoroughly. It's just, there's so many ways to go with this. It does distract me.
Oh, yeah.
And this is another picture of Mr. Depp asleep in a chair.
No, he was nodding off. Sleep is different. When you're nodding off, you're high on drugs. Didn't even feel the cigarette in his hand that had, been burning on his leg. It was called.
Well, that's okay. First of all, I don't see the cigarette in that video.
Yeah.
But I've been so tired, like from fatigue, not from alcohol, not from drugs or anything else, literally from sleep deprivation that, oh man, I just spilled a little bit of my drink here. But
alcohol abuse.
I know, alcohol abuse. It's over, guys. It's over. RIP. But anyways, the point of the matter is that I've been so tired that I've nodded off, right? And I haven't felt anything. Like, I've lost feeling. In like certain respects, right? So like I've been on the road, for example. I remember when I was driving in Australia, like I was up all night driving because we couldn't find a hotel. So we like literally decided to drive to like Brisbane because that was the nearest hotel. We were out in the fucking outback.
Wow.
And yeah, like literally. And so we ended up driving like 8 hours, like past when we should have already been asleep. So I was like nodding off, and it was the wrong side of the road. I was what I consider nodding off from sleep deprivation, where I would just kind of go forward, black out a little bit, black back in, kind of like the fade out, fade in thing.
Yeah.
And to me, that was way more dangerous than even being like drunk, because at least a lot of times if I was drinking, I was conscious of it. I was like, no, I shouldn't be driving. I should call an Uber. I should do X, Y, Z. But when I was tired, a lot of times I'd be like, nah, I can just soldier up. Like, don't be a pussy, like keep going.
Yeah. Roll the windows down, turn the music up loud.
Right, exactly. I'm just gonna go that route instead of like flipping out about this. All right, so let me continue playing this
For
as
alarm
I clean this shit up.
for me, naturally, because I cared about him.
It's your testimony under oath that Mr. Depp was holding a cigarette in this picture?
He had been.
Had been.
When? Like, when is your
You seem to
time?
really like taking pictures of Mr. Depp while he's sleeping, don't you?
It's her kink.
I hated it.
Let's look at Defendant's Exhibit.
I hated it, so I took 500 of them.
Yeah, I hated it, so I did it all the time. Awesome. Very credible, Amber.
You took this picture of Mr. Depp as well, didn't you?
I did.
You decided to take a picture of Mr. Depp asleep with ice cream spilled all over him, right?
First of all, that doesn't even look like ice cream to me. Maybe I'm just looking at it wrong.
I was worried about how bad the medications and the medication change and the drug usage had gotten, where he wouldn't even feel ice cream or a lit cigarette on him, and it scared me.
So you took a picture of it.
Yes, I wanted him to get help, and Johnny's surrounded by enablers who clean up after him.
Objection,
protect
Your
him.
Honor. I'm going to move to strike everything after yes.
This is fucking glorious. Let me stop right there for a second, guys. That's fucking glorious because that's exactly what you need to do is show her, look, bitch, we're looking for a yes, no answer. Like everything you say other than yes or no is irrelevant. So it's
Nobody
like
gives a
training
shit
her.
about it.
Yeah, it's training her to say, hey, no, bad Amber, yes, no answers, right? Just asking you a yes, no answer. And the thing is, to my knowledge, to my recollection, every single time she's moved to strike, the judge has granted it, right?
I believe so.
Like,
Despite Lady Elaine Fairchild saying, no, Judge, we're fine.
yeah, I mean, fucking Elaine. Okay, I mean, Elaine, the only thing she did that was kind of clever was she did stall. So when they were actually when they were actually trying to enter into that evidence that I guess she didn't have, of course, she could be bullshitting. She could have actually had it and like bullshitted about it. But, I think that was just a stalling tactic. I mean, that really like was something that she knew was going to come in, but she had to disrupt the tempo and the flow. That's my like 2.5 cents on that.
Yeah, and that's right at the end of this, so we might get to that bit.
We'll get to that in a second. By the way, Rosie, thank you so much for the A99 super chat. Appreciate that. Always appreciate it, guys. And by the way, if you want my locals, legalmindset.locals.com. So I'm going to be posting. So I am. By the way, I don't know if you guys have heard of Korean Englishman, but everyone's like, oh, you got to collab. I'm like, bro, he's got like millions of subs. Like, and I'm not even sure he's in Korea anymore. But yeah, that'd be good. I'm always willing to collab with people. But essentially, getting into this very, very specifically, I think that Camille had such a good flow that Elaine, to a certain extent, if she didn't object, she was almost at risk of being hypnotized herself, falling into that pattern of just agreeing, letting it go, not objecting. She had to break that hypnosis.
She did a very good thing by keeping her mouth shut during most of this.
Yeah. And I don't know some people are saying there's a troll in the chat. All right. Okay. Anyways, look, I'll ban this dude real quick who's trolling in the chat. That's all good for me. All right. Back at it, guys. We're gonna get into this testimony.
Still responsive here, Lana.
The question was, did you take this picture?
All right, I'll sustain the objection.
Thank you, Your Honor. This isn't a very flattering picture of Mr. Depp, is it?
No, it's not.
You wouldn't agree that this is, or you would agree with me that this is an embarrassing scene, right?
Yes, I think it's a part of getting help is looking at it, seeing it.
I love how
You
she
sent this
frames
picture
it.
to
She
one of
frames it
your
in a way
friends,
where like
didn't
Amber is fucked if she says yes or no. Like regardless of how she responds on this, like if she says that, oh no, it's totally fine. Well, then it shows that like, well, then you're saying his behavior is normal, versus if she says no, then it's like, okay, well, you're taking pictures, unflattering photos of your husband here. So,
And then she makes it worse by saying, I'm doing it to help him.
which is preposterous. Who does that? Nobody
You
does.
slap him upside his head and say, get your fucking ass to bed, you drunk, drugged out piece of shit. You don't
Yeah,
take a
or
picture of him
you-
and show it to him.
Or you call people, or you get him help, or you sign him up for, counseling, whatever it is, AA, whatever you need to, if you need to talk to the, doctors maybe that he's hired to help him detox. Maybe it's their fucking job to deal with this, not yours, Amber, PhD here, fucking medicine woman over here.
I don't recall.
If we could please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 252.
So you can continue our questioning of the dear leader.
Only be looking
Yeah.
at the portion of
Oh,
this
okay.
document.
Hold on. By the way, though, as our Korean correspondent, she totally looks like Kim Jong-un, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dr. Evil thing is too easy.
Dr.
It's like-
Evil's on the nose. So is Korea. So, by the way, I posted on Twitter. I'll show you guys a little bit later, but there's a Hillary Clinton where she's wearing something very similar.
Well, you had speculated about the possibility of doing this to endear herself to the Asians on the jury. And
What do you think about that?
I think she did it. And I think it was a horrific miscalculation. Because really the only people that wear those are the people that all of the Asians in America went away from. Mao,
Yes.
Kim Jong-un, what's his face down in Vietnam,
Oh, yeah. Ho Chi Minh.
Yeah, Ho Chi Minh. They
yeah,
all
yeah,
wore
yeah.
this kind of China collar thing.
Right, the
Nobody
Mandarin
wears
collar.
that. Yeah, nobody wears that because they're a good guy.
No, that's an evil guy thing. And I know there are, like I said, I've seen Jeff in like some of the places here, like a little bit more outfits have that sort of Mandarin collar, but this
It's not
one,
the slate gray.
the gray color, that makes it particularly evil, right?
Well,
Like-
that was Mao Zedong's deal. It was like everyone's gray, everyone's equal, everyone's the same.
Yep.
We all have our uniforms on.
Yep. All marching to the same tune. Yep. Very much. Just like
she did it on purpose.
Oh, 100%.
No question.
So if we could please call it Defendant's Exhibit 252A.
252A.
And for ease, we've gone ahead and redacted it.
Yes, I was asking for support. That's correct.
There's no question that was heard. So directing the attention, I'm going to move to admit Exhibit 252A.
Any objection? Any objection, Ms. Brito? Could you turn your microphone again?
She doesn't know how to use her fucking mic.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I need to see it first because I
Okay.
don't know what they redacted.
Okay, so I'm gonna fast forward because
Yeah.
there's like some redaction bullshit here. Okay, so here you go. So they're still talking about the
To
redactions.
your friend,
Here you
Rocky
go.
Pennington.
So she texted this to Rocky Pennington, to her friend.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, not to Johnny Depp, not showing it to him, not to help him. Hey, look, he did it again.
Right.
Sent it to her.
Because wasn't that the purpose, right?
Totally.
To help Johnny Depp. And you're sending it to
Yeah.
Rocky and you're just literally saying, look this is what I've been dealing with. And what is this? To cover yourself. This is CYA. This is literally doing the evidence trail.
Her on August 7th, 2014 at 11:24 p.m., correct?
That is correct.
Here we go.
So you sent Miss Pennington this picture of Mr. Depp with ice cream spilled on him, right?
That is correct.
And you wrote, quote, "This is what I've been dealing with," end quote. Did I read that right?
You did read that right. That's correct.
And this is you protecting Mr. Depp.
That is me getting support from my best friend.
This is you supporting Mr. Depp.
This is me getting support from my best friend. I also need support.
You
You weren't
sure
afraid
do.
the monster would get upset that you took this picture?
Here you go. You weren't afraid the monster would get upset that you took this picture.
This was Opiate Johnny. This is
Where's the foundation for that shit? Where's the proof he was doing opioids when he took this
on
picture?
the nod, Johnny.
And you weren't afraid that Opiate Johnny, or the monster as you called him, would get upset that you sent this picture to your friend?
Well, he's all of those things. Of course he could get upset. Of course that's scary to me. Of course.
Didn't
But
stop you from sending this picture to your friend, did it?
why would it?
Why would it?
Would it?
That's it right there. I just want to say that little line right there. I think that's one of the ones where I was like, Amber's lost. Like Amber has lost right there. Like someone Ian said right here, fatality. Like that's it right there. Because a true person who is being abused, who's fearful of the other person, is like, I don't even want to tell. Like if I was getting abused by like the dominant, Korean girl who's come over and taken over my life, right? And she tortured me. I don't even want to text Jeff because she's probably checking
No.
my Kakao Talk.
Oh, yeah.
account, and she's sneaking on it. I'm afraid. I'm fearful, right? And
Mhm.
her to say, "Why would I?" There's not even a fear in her mind of him controlling her, of him hitting her, or doing anything else. Like she says that he does.
And the anger in her voice when she's saying it is you're asking stupid questions, Camille. I'm pissed off at you. So why would it? That was just a snotty comeback in the worst possible thing to say.
Yep. I mean, I just really don't believe that somebody who would be taking pictures like that in any way could be genuinely seeking to help their partner, right? Genuinely seeking to say, hey, we're going to improve here. We're going to, we're going to like fix your life. I mean,
If we give her the benefit of the doubt that he was opioided out of his mind and he's all chill and she's not afraid of sending the picture, if she still wanted the support from her friend, it would be the picture of, here's my battered face. This is what I'm dealing with these days.
Right. But by battered face, do you mean the one that has the slight redness on the cheek, or do you mean the one that has like one little piece of like makeup underneath her eye, which created some darkness, or
The one that
perhaps
doesn't have her face laid open by a fistful of rings. Yeah, those.
Yeah, the fistful of rings thing. I mean, that once again, anybody who's been hit knows exactly how that goes, right?
That was day one of this trial when she was on the stand. Day one of her testimony for her direct examination. It was I think the second allegation of abuse where she said, and then he backhanded me. That was one where she talked about her teeth and the blood on the wall. I said, with those rings, that would have ripped her face open. That was the first thing that went through my head. Is you don't get backhanded by those rings and not have serious facial damage.
Yeah, and not feel that, like immediately feel that. Rory says, damn, we have Gavin McGinnis on the stream. I mean, I guess that's a good thing. I mean, I don't know if it's a compliment or a dig. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, I thought the Dr. Robotnik was more of a like a plus, right? Because I always respected Robotnik. I never actually beat Sonic on the Genesis. So I'm like, you know what?
When you get 12 free seconds, I'll show you my Dr. Robotnik interview my introduction that I put together.
You put together one.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do that at the end. That's classic. That's gold. All right, let's get back to this crazy ass testimony. I want to review at least a little bit more.
Mr. Duff's right hand is in his pocket, right, Ms. Heard? In this
Yes,
picture?
that's correct.
He's got a gun.
He also showed this jury pictures of cocaine. Do you recall that?
Here we go.
Yes, that's correct.
Here we go.
Let's take a look at one of those. We could please pull up Defendant's Exhibit 167.
And I hadn't really thought about that being staged. I really hadn't thought about it.
You hadn't thought about it? I thought about that immediately with Too Perfect.
Well, I didn't think about it until they started showing all of these other pictures he allegedly took with the wine glass laid neatly down on the placemat, and the pictures laying beautifully strewn out on the bed in a perfect little order.
Let's just show this real quick for everybody so you can see. Okay, so let's break this down.
Now it's so obvious I feel stupid for not seeing it.
Right. So you see the 4 lines. Okay, and let me be full clear. It is statute of limitations has passed for me. I am beyond the statute of limitations. So the state of Florida cannot get me for any of the illicit drugs that I did as a minor or slightly after I was a minor. Right. And also I'm out of their jurisdiction right now. So eat it. That being said, I've been at so many parties with drugs, and I know so many people that have done all sorts of drugs, including not limited to cocaine, especially lawyers, by the way. Lawyers, huge substance abuse problem, especially in the United States. I would say about a third of them, it's just alcohol. And then you got another third that are about like I would say some sort of upper. So like an Adderall, a cocaine, something else. And then the rest of them are just fucked in the head. So, I mean, you're if you're in the last third, you're just crazy. I mean, And I like to say I make a blend between the alcohol side and the crazy part, which is pretty normal. But this is too clean. I've never seen a table of someone who's doing a bunch of cocaine and has a table this clean, like pristine. So you've got a beer here. This is a beer, right?
They do tend to be slightly messier than the average person.
So, I mean, is this not a beer, Jeff? I mean, this looks like a beer to me, right?
That's what it looks like to me, yeah. She called it a shot glass, I think, originally, but maybe it's a mega shot.
That's a mega pint. Right? Actually, no. I'm sorry. This is the mega pint. This is the pint, and this is the half finished one over here. So you've got a full drinks here. You've got, I think this is the cigarette, right? That's unlit back here. You've got all this kind of like neatly stacked things in the background here. And then you've got the tampon applicator in blue. And you've got the perfectly lined up card, which, by the way, there's been people who've looked at this and done an analysis. It's actually Amber Heard's. So this belongs to Amber. Yes.
Her driver's license?
People have fucking gone full pinch and zoom on this. And they've said, I don't have the receipts right now, but I looked at people who've done that. And they say the allegation, this is Amber Heard's card here.
It's
Of
probably
course.
a tampon applicator too.
I fucking guarantee it. I guarantee it. And of course, she puts the property of JD here to, show, but this could have been a gift to Amber. This could have been something he just left around. Who knows? And then perfect lines of coke. You don't just leave. You don't just make a line that aesthetically pleasing, perfect, ready to go, and then walk away. That's
why I thought I thought he took this picture originally because she was talking about the glass, the half-filled glass being her glass of kombucha or something. So I thought she's going to be over there. He's like, oh, this is my morning Coke. But yeah, now it all makes sense.
You wouldn't do that. Yeah, I'm sorry, you wouldn't do that.
I know.
You would do the bump and then you'd bounce, right? Even if you had to use the bathroom, you'd do it real quick and then you'd go to the bathroom. You would never do that. It's just like the middle of a process. It's like, I don't know. It's like you're trying to have sex and you put on the condom and you're like, well, guess I'm just going to go to the bathroom now. You're like, derp. Like you're like ready to go. And then you're like, well, we're going to leave now. It's like, well, what? Like, this doesn't make any sense. It's illogical. What?
Yeah.
No.
I admit to being an idiot that I didn't think this was staged from the beginning.
It's okay. It's okay. You're just so innocent, Jeff. You don't know.
I'm just one of those Instagram guys that stages shit like this without the Coke for my Instagram page.
Hey, that's just being in Asia. You got to have a fire Instagram in Asia. It's the only way, guys.
This is a photograph you took in March of 2013, right?
That is correct.
And this was taken at your apartment in Orange.
Yes,
And this is your breakfast table.
that is correct.
That's her breakfast.
And it's your testimony.
Is it hers or is it Johnny Depp's? And
Well, it's obviously him because there's a little carton there that says JD on it. So
Yeah, exactly. So he must own everything in here.
Mr. Depp left this breakfast table just the way you took it.
That is correct.
So this is what the table looked like after Mr. Depp had been doing cocaine.
Well, clearly he has yet to snort these lines.
So once again, presumption there. Like, I mean, objectionable presumption there. You probably could strike that. But, the presumption is it's him. Well, why not you, Amber? Why couldn't this be you and you setting up your Coke and you're about to do a bump and you take a picture and you put the JD right there. You put the box property of JD in order to make it seem like it's his.
Or worse yet, bitch is stealing his Coke.
Exactly. Oh, man. Don't let him steal your Coke, guys.
There are 4 lines of cocaine on this table, right, Ms. Heard?
In this picture, I see 4 lines.
There isn't any.
And how would you know they're
cocaine
cocaine?
on those lines, right?
That facts. She's only done it once at Coachella, right?
And
Actually,
hated it.
Hold on. Did she admit to doing coke? Hold on. Let's ask the chat here because I forget this one.
She admitted to doing it once.
Did she admit to doing cocaine at Coachella, or was it just MDMA and mushrooms? I thought, which would make more sense because honestly, at Coachella, you're going to do MDMA and mushrooms for sure.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing Coke at Coachella, probably.
Yeah. I think that you would definitely do like MDMA and mushrooms. I'm not sure about coke. But I know she said okay. So at Coachella she did MDMA and mushrooms, but I think she said she did coke when she was younger, right?
She
when
did
she
coke
was like
once.
much
That's what I
younger.
remember.
Once, right? Once, yeah. So when she was 18 or 19, she did coke. When she was older at Coachella, she did MDMA and mushrooms. So she's only done coke once as a kid. That does not qualify her as a fucking cocaine expert. She's not Pablo Escobar. And if you think you're Escobar, be civilized, smash the like button, and take your foot off of Andrew's den of degenerate simping bigots. Yes. Join us. We always appreciate it. Also, make sure to like and join Legal Vices over here. We'll get him to 1K. He's at like 700s.
780 right now.
Let's
I
get him
just
to
checked a couple
1K,
seconds
guys.
ago.
Let's get him to 1K. Saran says, since it's a setup, it might not even really be Coke. That's the whole point. Yeah, it might be baking soda, baby. We got baking soda. Totally possible. Dylan says, in Trump voice, when I saw, sorry, I can't even do this, huh? When I saw Amber, you could see, I can't even do it. China. Okay. Can you do the Trump voice right now, Jeff? I'm sorry.
I can't. It's so distinctive to him. God bless people that can do it.
Yeah. When I can't do it right now. I have a mental block on Trump.
When I saw Amber, no, that's more like a Ross
Yeah.
Perot.
You could see that blood was coming. There was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of her whatever. She
Vagina,
was
we
off-base
call it.
and gross. She was gross. I'm
Trump
doing
would say
that's like
vagina.
Fauci, actually. It kind of sounds like Fauci.
Yeah.
Like droplets. The droplets. Yeah, I was giving like sort of Fauci in there. Okay. But yeah. Nasty. Definitely Amber is pretty nasty. Amin says she's on another level of not living in a common shared world, parallel reality, just like an alien, just saying. Here's the thing. Jeff, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
Do you think Amber believes her own bullshit?
Yes.
Yeah.
She believes she was beaten. She believes this shit because she has that narcissistic personality where anything that happens to her, because of her, for her, by her. She's not responsible for anything. Just this shit falls out of the sky.
Yep.
Like she totally has drunk her own Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I totally believe that. By the way, Rory clarified that the Gavin McGinnis comment was a compliment. So there you go. I also like all sorts Dr. Robotnik on vacation. That's good. That's good, guys. Very good. Really appreciate those type of super chats. We love them. Just got here off topic. I'll apologize, but I heard that Amber argued with her own counsel on the stand. Where can I find that clip? Help. So that was in her direct, right? And it wasn't, guys. It wasn't like you'd have to be paying attention to the exchange, Saran. Like if you missed that part, you might not kind of get it. But she was sassing Elaine towards the end. So if you watch the last, honestly, I couldn't pinpoint the last hour of testimony. She did it a couple times. There wasn't like one time, there wasn't one decisive time where like this one time she's just all out fighting with Elaine. It was sort of like there's little barbs. Just like you see with Camille, how she's being sassy. She was being sassy with Elaine, which you don't do. You don't do that.
Yeah, and Elaine had to jump in and didn't she call for like a sidebar or something to stop it?
To call for a sidebar on Amber. That's totally horrible. Totally horrible.
She didn't object to her own question.
That's what we call the Rottenborn special. The Rottenborn special. All right. So, by the way, someone said in the chat, I feel like he's going to take me to an island with dinosaurs.
No, I was at the cigar lounge and I made the mistake of wearing this hat and a white Cuban shirt. And like 5 people had pictures of me superimposed. That's the thing. If you go to my page, click my Instagram, you'll see that's the last picture uploaded with shit my friend sent me doing that. So we decided that was going to be my costume for Halloween. Put on the white shirt and get one of the friends wearing the Tyrannosaurus Rex things, and we're going to walk through the streets of Busan. The Jurassic Park thing, that's all settled. That's now my Halloween costume.
If you get an amber rod, like a cane with with a little like fake amber mosquito, like that's it. R.I.P. It's over. Like
in the international market here, they sell like the pendants with the scorpions and shit in them. So just kind of get that, and put it on the end of a hiking stick. We got it covered.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine.
Not that I can tell. No.
Doesn't really look like anyone's been doing cocaine off that table, does it?
With all due respect, I'm not sure you know how that works.
Bitch.
Literally seething with bitchiness.
That was, you've been busted, and your only response is, well, fuck you.
And I'm the cocaine expert now. The girl who's done it once.
Yeah.
But
why? Because she spared no expense.
Spare no expense.
I'm asking if you do. You've testified you've done cocaine.
I have.
Doesn't really look like Mr. Depp or anyone was doing cocaine off that table, does it?
I beg to differ with you on that. When you snort cocaine, typically it goes into your nose.
And
It
there's
doesn't stay on the
residue.
table.
It does stay on the table if you literally inhale it, and usually your fucking nose is not a goddamn Hoover. It's not a fucking Dyson. It's gonna get every speck. Right? There's gonna be some residue.
There's a huge difference between it doesn't appear as if anyone is doing cocaine or anyone has done cocaine or anyone will be doing cocaine. It looks like someone may possibly be doing cocaine, but it doesn't look like anybody has been doing cocaine.
In the past, yes, has done it yet off this table. There's no evidence. You can't show me on the table, right, where someone's done cocaine.
Yeah.
No, they haven't.
There's residue from that cocaine when your lips and nose touch the table, right?
Will the tampon applicator next to
Literally, and saying that it's a tampon applicator. Why the fuck would Johnny carry around a tampon applicator?
Yeah, I'm sure in that box of his little box of magic, he's got something. He can roll a hundy out of his pocket. Yeah, he probably doesn't need that, does he?
I mean, that's like such a fucking budget solution. I mean, first of all, he could afford like a proper fucking like metal pipe if he really wanted to buy
solid
one.
gold funnel. Or do you think he just noses it off the table?
I think I would just nose it off the table like a fucking savage. I mean, at that point, might as well do it, right? That's the fucking way to do it. If he's gonna raw dog, just go all the way, right?
After the Tony Montana.
the driver's license that you see is a
Amber's.
device that
A
I believe
device.
his sister had taught him.
Her sister, her sister, not Johnny. So when he's talking about enablers, people enabling him, he's saying your sister, someone that you brought into his life, is enabling drug behavior.
Mm-hmm. Well, and he did the coke with his, or was a heroin he did with his father-in-law. It's
Yep.
To use in order to put the cocaine in your nose.
Mr. Depp is a pretty heavy smoker, right?
mm-hmm.
And that's a cigarette in the ashtray in the back there, back right.
Yes, it looks like one of his hand rolls.
There's no other cigarettes in that ashtray, are there?
This is a very good point.
The one that's not smoked.
That's correct.
There's no ash in that ashtray either, is there?
Not that I can tell in this picture.
It's pretty clean.
In this picture, it looks like it, yes.
It's a pretty neat table. Wouldn't you agree?
Depends on what you would call neat, I suppose.
Oh,
Will
I'm
you
sorry.
send
I'm
this
sorry, Amber.
picture
Do
to
you
your
not
friend?
do you put everything away? Do you make sure your fucking Coke is nice and tidy? Like what the fuck? If that's not tidy enough for Amber, once again, it just shows every single thing. She's got to add a little sassitude to it.
Yeah, she can't admit anything. She can't say yes, just a simple yes. She can't say a simple no. It's always got to have her little sass.
It's yes and at best. At best, it's yes and yes and something else. It's never just yes or no. I mean, almost never.
And Camille made a great point. I mean, how many people, especially like here in Korea, lots of women will say, "I don't smoke, well, unless I drink," and then they have a couple drinks and they chain smoke. Same thing as like people they drink, they start chain smoking, and even going to a cigar lounge, people will be smoking a cigar that, one cigar will have the same nicotine as 20 cigarettes, and they'll still say, I got to put this down and go out for a cigarette. Because the habits start coming. And the fact that he's supposedly doing lines of Coke and booze and he's got the perfectly clean ashtray, I call bullshit on that.
It's 100% bullshit. And let's say that it wasn't staged. It doesn't prove he was actually going to do it, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't prove he did anything. But all the evidence points to the fact this was a staged table.
And Rocky Pennington as well, didn't you?
I sure did.
And when you sent it, you said, quote, "Look at my morning," or something like that. Is that right?
Yay for mornings.
So you have
Who
a
says that?
habit of sending stage photographs to your friend Rocky,
Stage
don't
photographs.
I had a habit of communicating with my best friend about what was going on in my life.
But see, Johnny's not allowed to joke. He's not allowed to say, I hope her corpse ends up in the back of a Honda Civic. But she can say, look at my morning. Instead of me, I'd be like, my dumbass boyfriend left his fucking cocaine out of my table, and if the cops kick in my door, I'm the one that's going to fucking jail. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be like, look at my mornings. I've got Coke on my table.
Yeah, exactly. Be like, oh, well, I'd be like, I don't want a picture of this because if anybody sees it, I'm fucking going to jail, especially here in Korea. They don't fuck around with that stuff. So yeah, we're deported in like 22 seconds if they find that.
Well, that's after you finish your prison sentence.
That's right. Ryan says only Rakeda can snort that cleanly.
Nice.
Under the bus, like right
Nice.
100% under the bus. That's good. Spit smear from licking your finger to collect residue and rub across your teeth for the freeze, maybe.
Yeah.
It's possible. It's very possible. I can see that. But once again, super tidy. Still a lot of questions there. Question. How was she not dragging herself along? By the way, I love the picture. By the way.
Yeah, I was gonna. That's why I was laughing over. I was waiting until you finished.
How was he not dragging herself around like a slug on a period after the bottle? Guys, this comes up like when they ask her. No, but it's true though. But they ask her. Camille asks her. Camille destroys her by saying, "You did not seek medical attention after you were aped. You were graped with the bottle, right?"
And she's supposed to mention blood coming out of your vagina, and you didn't go to the hospital.
You would need medical attention. It wouldn't be like optional, like, oh, I didn't feel like going in. It'd be like, no, I fucking require it because my vagina is like striped wide open. It's like, the Battle of the fucking Somme in there. It's ridiculous.
And I would assume that if you're a woman who was concerned about having children, you would go and you would be concerned. He just did this to me with a bottle. Am I still good for kids? Is everything still okay?
Like that bad, like that level of examination at that point. Huge. And she admitted, I have no proof for it. I have zero. Mel says, had to sit. He has been sit to the right of JD's phone and smoke in the face. RH. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I get this one, Mel. I'm sorry if I didn't get this one right now. Here's the phone to the right and smoking face RH. I mean, I guess you're saying that she was sitting to the right of Johnny Depp. Okay, so she was sitting to the right of Johnny Depp, right? Yeah, I think she was the one who was on that table. And you know what's funny? Johnny Depp might have been putting out lines for her. I'm more convinced that she was about to do those lines. I'm way more convinced of that.
I wouldn't doubt it. I have no reason to doubt that.
Once again,
just like I have no reason to believe that was his.
Yeah.
It's equal in my point.
Quick says, my sister showed Johnny Depp how to use a tampon to snort coke. Yeah, I think that's proof positive that you're an enabler too. I mean, you were part of the problem, not part of the fucking solution.
Well, and Sis probably had something to say about that after. It's like, what the fuck? Keep your name out of my mouth.
Get her on the stand. Get my sister's name. That Will Smith energy. All right, Ahmad said, how about Amber Turd's picture of her broken nose that her lawyer did not show to the jury? Still confused why. No, here's the point, Ahmad. The lawyers don't have it. They would be duty bound to disclose that. That's part of what we call discovery, and that's mandatory discovery. They cannot hold that back. If they had that evidence, they would have had to have surrendered it. The point is, Amber Heard, she's being fucking tricky. She's implying that she turned over a bunch of photos, turned over everything, but she's not saying what everything is. She's not being clear whether everything includes a photo that would prove that or not. She's just saying, oh, I turned over so many things. I didn't remember what I turned over.
Well,
but
a couple of the things. She said she had the pictures and she had the medical reports and she turned them over. And any lawyer on the law tubes was immediately screaming bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's not up to me to show it.
Yes.
And I can't believe her. I mean, that's when the lawyers have to do their noisy retreat.
Yeah, she said about the injuries, like the injury photos. She was saying that she gave that to her lawyers. So, I mean, Jeff, what would happen with a lawyer if they were caught not disclosing that? Can you kind of explain
They would be sanctioned out the ass. They would be fined, possible disciplinary proceedings with the bar. I mean, that's a serious thing. That's how, like, a lot of these times when you see the guilty people that are released from prison after X number of years, that's because the prosecutor was hiding shit and got caught. And it's not good. I mean, That's the worst thing a lawyer can do in a trial, because as Andrew was saying, that is your obligation. That is your duty. You have to turn over everything, positive and negative, you had evidentiary wise to the opponent.
Period. Right.
You
Period.
can
There's
keep
no
nothing unless it's a work product, they call it. If it's like memos of a meeting with my client, you don't have to give that. But if it's here, this is a picture, this is my medical report, these are pictures, you have to turn them over. And why wouldn't they put up pictures? That makes no sense.
It would just benefit them. There's no reason to object to it. If they actually had a photo, Elaine has no reason not to admit that photo into evidence. It would prove their case. Why would they use shitty photos, which we're all fucking laughing about? We're literally memeing the shit out of her and mocking her for these photos, which to me clearly look like either A, plastic surgery aftermath, or B, fucking makeup.
Well, and when she asked, why didn't you submit these? She said, it's not up to me. No, you are the client. You are paying. If I insist that you put that picture in evidence, my lawyer has to do what I tell them to do. I mean, you can say, it's my legal opinion, if you put that picture in, you're fucked. But if they still say, no, I want that picture in, okay.
You have to do it.
That was a lot of the discussion around the Rittenhouse case. Should he take the stand or not? Or if he says, I want to take the stand, he's going to take the stand.
It's Rittenhouse's choice. If Rittenhouse had said, I don't want to take the stand, they can't force him to take the stand, and vice versa. They can't tell you not to take the stand. Now, they can advise you. They can give you advice and say, hey, we think you're being a retard, but that's about as far as they can go. Paulina says, that reminds me, since you're in Korea, drug use and sex crimes are really severe in Korea. That's facts. Mm-hmm. Don't know if you know Seungri or Kang Ji-hwan. Do you know them, Jeff?
No, they sound K-poppy or star person, which I have zero knowledge of.
Jeff, you have lost your Oppa status, not knowing all about K-pop. That's it. It's over.
No, I think that's why I deserve it. But no, I mean, drug use, I mean, there is zero difference.
You want to talk about that? Like
there's
strength.
Essentially no difference between pot and crack cocaine. Drugs are drugs are drugs. I mean, it's minor differences in sentencing, but I mean, you can spend years in jail for testing positive for having smoked marijuana. You don't even have to have it on you. The evidentiary laws are different here because they're very practical. In America, you have to do this chain of custody thing. We have to walk, okay, we saw him with it. We put it in this bag. I handed it off to this person. They signed for it. And if there's any break in this chain up to the day of trial, you can have the evidence thrown out because someone possibly could have tampered with it at this gap that nobody can account for. But in Korea, they go, okay, let's test positive. Let's test you for weed. You test, they go, oh, it's in your system. It stays in your system for 90 days-ish. You haven't left Korea for 90 days. Therefore, you obviously did it. The end.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Case closed.
Yeah. And sex crimes, it depends. They're getting more strict about it, but it's one of the prostitution is technically illegal, but that's again, that he was without sin. Yeah.
In Korea, it's like they're going left and right into that. Like that's. But no, thank you for the background there, because I mean he knows all about this, guys. Here in Korea, no, JD is on the right. She's doing the lines. No, look, Mel, I would agree. I think it is her lines. I would agree with that, and I think that she's the one using like a trashy, like country hoe. She's doing the lines with a fucking tampon applicator, right? That's an Amber Heard move. If her sister knows how to do that, it's easier to explain that her sister taught her to do it than her sister taught Johnny Depp. They haven't established that they had that sort of relationship with like the sister within a very short relationship, right? There, Amber Heard and Johnny Depp had a very short relationship. So within a very short relationship, they were bros enough to do coke together. That's
honest to God, that sounds like the very last thing I don't even have one in my house, but if I did have one in my house, that would be the very last thing I would use to stick up my nose. That's just me.
Literally. Rosie says, man, she's throwing her lawyers on the bus. She really is. She's making them look like idiots, like fools. And it's clear they have no control over their client.
Well, that discovery thing, and that was the thing that bothered me most about yesterday's proceedings was the fact she was saying, I gave it to my lawyer, but my lawyer didn't give it to you. I don't know how her lawyers sat there and just listened to it. I don't know why they weren't up in the judge's face going, we don't know what the fuck she's talking about.
Yep.
At some point, you have to make that noisy withdrawal and say, I did nothing wrong. We have not received these. We have not failed to disclose disclosable items. They have to do it to protect themselves. And I would imagine they tongue latched her hard after this.
Yes. Uber Geek says, I hope the level of SAS from Amber and Camille evolves to a full-on pillow fight. I mean, one can only hope. However, you saw how quickly after that trial yesterday, Amber Heard fled the courtroom, like ninjutsu'd out, like literally dropped the shuriken smoke bomb and just like disappeared. Like that was it. Like she was the fuck out. Amber Heard was not sticking around at all. So look, she is, I think, terrified. But at the same time, you heard that Ian Runkle, who was in the court with Ian was in the court with Law and Lumber, with DUI guy, and they said that afterwards Camille was crying. But I think she was like tears of joy. I don't think it was like sadness. I think
Really?
Like,
I didn't hear any of the after story. Wow, she was
I
crying.
think that I can tell Camille's personality type. She's the type of person who like takes things very seriously. She's definitely practiced for this, and she was probably so stressed about this because she knew the world is watching her, and she did not want to fuck this up for Johnny Depp because she knew that this is it. Like this is the fucking moment, make or break in her career, and she fucking did it. She fucking did it. And she's and I have full faith in her today, but just based on yesterday, she's already gotten her yesterday. Honestly, I won't even be that mad if she messes some stuff up today because she just nailed it yesterday. Like literally.
Well, if I can steal just a couple of minutes, I mean, this is something I wanted to say.
I'll solo you.
In my entire, that's awkward.
You're the big man now.
In my entire life, and I actually have I'm rereading this. This is one of my favorite books, Ladies and Gentlemen of the Jury. It's the greatest closing arguments in modern law. It has these great closing arguments that these paragons of law have written. But in my life that I've actually witnessed, yesterday was the second best cross-examination I have ever seen in my life. And on my channel, I put I'm starting this little thing with the lawyers that I respect and lawyers that I admire. I did a bit on Jerry Spence. And the next one I was going to do was the best cross-examination I've ever seen was Barry Scheck during the O.J. Simpson trial, murdering the LA criminologist Dennis Fung on the stand for 8 days. He got his ass cross-examined 8 days. And what she did yesterday in 2 hours was nearly as powerful and nearly as perfect as he did. Just the way she does it. She does the short questions, the obvious ones you can't deny, and walks her right down to the golden path to the point where her only answer is, well, I don't think you know how it works, so fuck you.
Right. Where you're getting attitude, which is what you want from her. You do not want her to come off as the calm, peaceful, just trying to do the best and just helpful person. You want to come off. You want that mask to drop. See, that's the whole thing with Amber. She's got this fucking mask. And the second you get it to drop and show that she's not this person with pure, lovely intention, she just wants the best. And I just want love for Johnny. No, you're a fucking manipulative bitch. It's exactly what you are.
And it's beautiful just the way she makes these sentences so Amber thinks she can give these haughty answers like, yeah, so what? Yeah. And then when it comes time for the big question, the nuclear bomb question, she goes, wait a minute. If I say, yeah, I'm screwed, and then all of these snotty little remarks piles up in her head, and that's when she goes, well, I just don't think you know what you're talking about. It's just not that way, or I don't know. Right. Because she's realized she's fucked. And at that point, like you've said, the answer does not matter.
And, it's funny because everything, this is the thing I've been saying, guys. I'm gonna call it out today. You're going to see me with my whiteboard, right? The whiteboard's staying here. And you're going to see me writing projection. Because Amber Heard does so much projection. She puts everything that she is doing on Johnny Depp, and that is so clear. She makes it all about herself every single time. Every single time. The thing she's accusing him of doing, she's actually doing herself. All of it. So let me get right here. Fun fact, if I'd been raked out by a broken bottle, I'd have a fadge like the Klingon's forehead, just saying. Also, Sorry to anyone needing breakfast. We're drinking.
Wow.
It's 9:06 p.m. here. So hey, cheers, brother. Cheers, Eve. We're happy to talk about that stuff. I mean, that's fine.
Well, happy, I don't know. I will, but happy to talk about Klingon vag, I'm not sure.
Well, the point. No, but the point is, look, true victims would be severely injured, and the point is that Amber Heard is not. She was not severely injured, and to point that out, to say, hey, look, you would be really fucked up, is what we all should be doing. We should be mocking Amber Heard because she deserves to be mocked into oblivion.
Yep.
And by the way, the fact that she talks about people online, the fact she talks about that means it's working, and that means it's effective. So
that was weird too. It's like,
stop.
look online and you'll see who's the abused is. I'm like, what did I have to do with this?
It's because once
online.
again, anytime people say anything mean about you online, that's abuse and PTSD. Of course, only if it's about women, LGBTQ++, or by the way, not even women, feminists, the feminist agenda, or the LGBTQ++, then it's a problem.
And Johnny Depp's putting him up to it.
Right. And of course, she brought that up in her testimony about saying every word that was possible for IO, right, against an LGBTQ++ person, right? Of course, that had to come in, of course, because it's part of the narrative that goes along with the ACLU, goes along with, hashtag believe all women, goes along with her being the representative for gender-based violence, all this sort of stuff. Pause, she gave pictures and got thrown out inadmissible. Highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. So the picture that Camille was asking about was a picture that would have proven her injuries. I don't see a reason it would have been kept out other than if it was heavily edited, in which case it should have been left out. So for example, if it was a photoshopped image and Amber Heard couldn't prove it was photoshopped, then yeah, it should have been inadmissible, but also that's not a real photo.
It doesn't exist. Yeah.
Right.
Unless it was completely irrelevant, in which case it wouldn't be there. But if it has even the least little bit of relevance, it's valuable to one side or the other.
Speaking of which, Jeff, did you see the moment when the light kind of hit her and was like the light landed on her?
I was thinking Blues Brothers. I'm on a mission from God. I see the light. Wait for John Belushi to start doing flips up the aisle.
I'm thinking that's what it was, guys. I'm really thinking it was. Coke is so expensive. I've never seen anyone put it out lines and not having it, just saying exactly, guys. I've been to parties where the only time the Coke gets brought out is for the hoes that are marching in. They do a line and they march off to the next party. But that's pretty much the only time it gets broken out. But I mean, you don't just leave Coke lying around. You don't just walk off. Even Johnny Depp and so. I mean, it's just you don't do it. It's just not done. Once again, it's not logical to do that as part of the process. It doesn't make any sense. It's like, for example, you're about to go shooting at the range. You load your gun, you take aim at the target, and then all of a sudden you just drop it. You wouldn't do it, not even put it down. You just drop it. It's something so weird, so off that you would never do it. You just wouldn't do it. It's not believable. I pledge $1 million to you, but here's $5 for now. Bro, this is the meme now, guys. This is the by the way, in any stream you're watching today, and I'll be bouncing to a stream after this. I'm probably going to take a 30-minute break because the testimony doesn't start till a little bit later. But when whatever stream I'm on, make sure you're using these type of jokes. I pledge this, but here's $1. Here's $5. Here's $10. Here's $20. It's such a good meme.
They're the same thing.
And by the way, that dropped all of her credibility. All of it.
Just say, oh yeah, I misspoke. The end.
Yeah. Here you go. Luciana says, by the way, it's my pledge of $3.5 million to this channel.
Here they come.
Yeah. There you go. They're all coming in now. Keep the pledge meme going. You got to keep it going, guys. It's very important. Silva says, push Legal Vices to 1K. Yes, guys, 1K. Legal Vices. Yeah. Go over there, follow him.
I would love to go. Where are we at?
Yes, let me get
836.
Let me get up your channel right now, guys.
836.
There's 448 of you. Smash the like button. Head over here to Legal Vices. Well, this is the wrong Legal Vices. This is somebody who puts up pictures of hoes. So this is definitely.
Are you sure it's not mine?
No.
That's too bad.
So let me just show you guys here real quick. So go over here. It's Legal Vices. You see me, I'm subbed right here. He's got a lot of pictures on Johnny, on Amber. He's got Dr. Mommy Margaritas over here, guys. This one's got to get more than 32 views. Come on, guys. So go over here, check this out. Subscribe.
Yeah, I made a Dr. Mommy Mark. See, like you're doing the pre-show, so I'm doing the pre-game show, just like making different cocktails and giving them stupid names.
Yeah, it's good stuff, guys. It's good stuff. Luciana says Dr. Curry is someone that gave us all a trailer, and now we are having popcorn and enjoying the movie. Yesterday, we saw Amber mimicking Dr. Curry. Yes, I think she's mimicking, and we've said it. I think she's trying to pander to the Asians too with the Space Pope outfit.
Yeah.
I think she's 100% trying to do that. I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense. Otherwise, why are you so weird? Did you see her mimicking Dr. Curry, repeating correct, incorrect, just like Dr. Curry? I believe it. She has no personality. She just mimics.
She's soulless. She literally is. And we've talked about that before. She just has this glassy-eyed stare, like the Men in Black dude that's like an alien is just in human skin.
Yeah. All right. So let me just jump over here and let's jump over the testimony room.
You don't have any pictures of Mr. Depp actually consuming cocaine, do you?
Nope.
I don't think I have a picture of
That's where you put the meme of the numbers and letters and math equations spinning around her head.
You don't even have any pictures of Mr. Depp with cocaine.
What do you mean by that?
Holding cocaine, standing next to cocaine.
I've got a jar.
I don't know.
You don't know.
You haven't shown any of those pictures like that to the jury, have you?
I don't know. No, I haven't.
And you were never able to catch Mr. Depp with cocaine on film either, were you?
I never tried.
Bullshit.
So you were able to.
Exactly.
Bullshit.
I have seen him pass out in all sorts of places. Yes.
You also captured a video of Mr. Depp in the kitchen that was played again for this jury today, beating up some cabinets. Do you recall that?
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, shut up.
All capturing Mr. Depp in the kitchen.
And that is the I don't know how to answer this, so please repeat and give me time to think of an answer.
Yes. Slamming things around. Yes.
So you took that video of Mr. Depp in the kitchen, right?
I did.
And you took it on one of your iPad devices?
I took it on my iPad.
You were deposed in August of 2016 in connection with your divorce proceedings for Mr. Depp, right?
That is correct.
And you will recall that the video of Mr. Depp in the kitchen was released online the day before your deposition in August of 2016, don't you?
That's correct.
You're the one who released that video.
Incorrect.
Isn't that true?
Bullshit.
That's incorrect.
Oh, this annoyed the shit out of me too.
At the time, I remember learning about it when I landed.
So here's the thing. She took it. So it's impossible for it to get out but for her sending it out.
And she blames her lawyers and agents. Well, guess what? Legally, they are you, bitch.
Exactly. This is not understanding. And it's something that everybody understands. So if I say, hey, Jeff, go put this on the internet for me. He's now become my agent to do that. I've told him to do something. I can't get out of the crime. For example, if I said, hey, go murder somebody. I don't get out of it because I'm like, well, he did it. And I didn't do it. He did it. Yeah, sure. He did it because I told him to, but I didn't directly do it. Yeah. You're on the hook there, buddy.
So it's just a coincidence that the video you took of Mr. Depp was released the day before you were deposed in connection with your divorce from Mr. Depp.
I absolutely had nothing to do with that. I wouldn't even know how to do something like that.
You don't know how to upload a video and transmit a video?
Oh my God.
That is so retarded. It's like, I would now like, oh, you don't know how to upload a video? Do you have Instagram? Do you have fucking Facebook? Do you have anything?
Email.
Do you have any social media? Do you have email? Like, have you used an email before? Have you uploaded a file?
Well, she's already showed us that she's sending the fucking pictures to her friends.
Exactly. So clearly you have the ability to send it by text. So clearly you know how to send files. Fuck it. It's so disingenuous. And once again, it's that type of thing that it's pissing off the jury too. Because
and that expression is, so what are you going to do about it? I did like that. It's like she does this. I don't know how to do it. Silence for 15 seconds, then the
Yep.
the court.
And in connection with that settlement, you received $7 million from Mr. Depp. True?
That's correct.
Oh my God, this whole line of
6.8,
questioning.
Your settlement amount was $7 million.
That's correct.
And then you released a statement in which you claimed you would be donating the entire $7 million to charity, right?
Oh, there's our little elfin friend in the background there.
You would be
Mhm.
donating half of the $7 million to the ACLU.
That's
Yeah.
correct.
By the way, yeah. So you see Runkle, by the way, right here. Law numbers right here. DUI guys right here. You see the bottom of his face.
Oh yeah,
Our
there
girl
he is.
Shenlei is back here. We've forgotten about her. She's blue dressed today. Still looking good, by the way, Shenlei. I know all the attention's on Camille, but Shenlei can still get it. I'm sorry.
Donating the other half to Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
That is correct.
And you also stated, with respect to the $7 million divorce settlement, that money played no role except for the extent that you could donate the money to charity.
Yes, that's correct.
If we could please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 1259.
I really want this to be funny and make fun of everything they say, but it just pisses me off.
Yeah, it's enraging.
Johnny Depp
It's enraging.
divorce settlement to charity. Read her statement in full. Is that correct?
That's
This
what the
part,
title says, yes.
this part really destroys her on the
Oh.
donations.
Directing your attention to the portion on the second page where it says, quote, read the statement below.
And I'm guessing Camille had 5 or 10 more minutes of stuff that were less important or more inane. And he said, no, let's just end it here.
Article
Let
as
the jurors think of this shit for the next 24 hours.
it's her statement.
Yep.
This is not.
It's her statement. What are you objecting to, Elaine?
That is her statement.
May I see the full?
Everything else is redacted.
Okay, then I have no objection.
All right, 1259 in evidence as redacted.
The statement reads, as described in the restraining order and divorce settlement, money played no role for me personally and never has, except to the extent that I could donate it to charity, and in doing so, hopefully help those less able to defend themselves.
Sorry, I can't even take this shit seriously. Like seriously. He's saying, okay, as reported in the media, the amount received in divorce is $7 million. $7 million is being donated. Okay, let's stop this real quick here. Okay, so
Oh, God.
donation and pledge are very fucking specific words. Are very, very specific words.
Is like the Jerry Lewis muscular dystrophy telethon, is that still a thing in the States these days?
I don't know. I
don't
don't
know,
know, but this is
but
bad.
like there was always like the telethons and things or the PBS deals. You call and you go, yeah, I'll be happy to give $20. I'll pledge $20 to whatever the cause is. And then you get the invoice and you're like, fuck it, I'm not paying this. That's the difference between making a pledge and donating money.
Exactly. I mean, look at Judith here. She's pledging $1 billion to my channel. Judith, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you for the rest of that money, right?
Go after Johnny Depp, then he'll owe her $2 billion by some weird logic.
Right, yeah, because of his tax bracket. I'm like, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? You said that you wanted the money for this because he's getting a tax deduction. Are you challenged? He's doing it in your favor.
Yeah.
That means you can claim it. He can't. So if he's doing it on your behalf, I'm pretty sure he can't claim that. Now I'm not a tax lawyer, but you know,
I don't either, but still.
Yeah,
I don't
it
want to
does
hurt
seem
him, but
sus.
I don't want him to get a $14 million tax deduction either.
It's like, well, then you really don't care about it. All you're trying to do is hurt him, right? Your statement is that you played it. And once again, let's go back to this real quick. Let's look at this. Money played no role. Played no role. All she cared about is to help. Like she only cared about donating it to charity and helping those less able to defend themselves. Then why were you focused on punishing Johnny Depp? If money played no role, if you just wanted the best for Johnny, why were you trying to punish him?
And why not go? Well, she said she didn't rely on him for any money either. She was financially independent. You go, for my divorce settlement, I will take $1.
Yep.
Done.
Exactly. Exactly. If you really want it to be peaceful, if you really wanted to have a good divorce settlement, of course, that's complete bullshit here. Curry tip number 1, they don't take responsibility for their actions. Amber Heard's lawyers were advised. I think these lawyers, frankly, to me, I think Amber Heard is controlling the lawyers. Lawyers are not controlling Amber Heard. Let me just be very fucking clear about this. And I think Storm points out the look on her face. I mean, that tells all the stories here. The looks, Amber Heard's faces tell you everything you need to know. You really don't need to see much more than Amber Heard's faces. Yeah. Catherine says, we need booze. Fuck, I can't even do this. We need booze poo record from the vet. I bet pledged 10 billion. Boo had not poo problems. Oh my God. Eating weed. I mean, okay. You've got dogs, right? Right. Right, Jeff?
Got my 2 dogs.
You've got 2 dogs, right? And you know, sometimes your dogs eat some shit they're not supposed to eat, right? Like they eat stuff they're not supposed to eat, right? Does that cause them to poo on your bed? Do they all of a sudden, like when they were previously not pooing on your bed, to just all of a sudden get up on your bed and drop a grumpy?
No, dogs, like cats, they're very territorial. They have a place to shit and a place not to shit. They don't shit in the beds. They don't shit on your bed. Oh God, the whole dog thing from beginning to end has freaked me out. And like, I don't know, if I had 4 lines of Coke and I knew my dog would eat my weed, I'm not going to let him eat my Coke, first of all. And this whole thing is, you know what she was talking about? Oh, you know, I wasn't happy. I wasn't joyful. I just got the shit kicked out of me on my 30th birthday, but let me pack for Coachella and bring my shrooms. And in the meantime, dog shit has a smell. If you're packing bags in a room and a dog shits on the bed next to you, you're going to smell it if you don't see it.
A very specific smell.
Like a dog shit smell, yeah.
Very, 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 very specific. All right, so I want to, because I know I want to make sure we get the coup de grace here in, which is this last part. Now, guys, we may get struck for this for copyright. It is fair use, but they may try the cucks at whatever TV stations because they're cucks. May try. We'll fight it. We'll beat it. But I'm willing to do it for you guys because I love you. But just so you know, this is going to get me demonetized for sure. Fedusky says, my $1 million pledge still stands, but the bank gave me 2 mortgages. They'll always give you another mortgage, guys. They will always give you another mortgage. That's the secret. That's the real secret.
Had the $7 million for a year and a half before all this shit went down, but I still couldn't give it all.
Oh, I love this. So Amin says, for legal reasons, isn't it important to use common understanding of words? Yes, you should all. In fact, I'll even say this. So there, like you guys may have heard of legalese, right? Like legal language, like notwithstanding, and all other sorts of terms which are mainly like hereinafter. Only is used in contracts. But the trend is to stop doing that shit. And like only in old school lawyers or people who are trying to be obtuse, like trying to literally be difficult, do they do that? Literally, if it's me, like anything I work on, and I work with corporate clients, I work with entrepreneurs, I make it as simple and easy to fucking understand as possible. Because I really just want to make my clients happy and I want to make them able to understand the contracts. That's the fucking point. So is that everybody understands what the expectations are. So I make it as clear as possible, make the language as simple as possible, and in as basic language as is physically like possible to do, and still make it legally effective when I'm drafting a contract. Exactly. I think that for that reason, we're trying to use common understanding of words. Amber has repeatedly used words that are not used like the way she says they're used.
Pledge donation. She uses legal words. She uses legalese words that she would not know unless she had been told to say them by her lawyers too.
It's her lawyer cosplay. She's like literally like part Elaine, part Dr. Mommy, part Dr. Evil. It's all over the place. RJ Robinson's gonna get back on Fresh and Fit for an Amber Heard versus Johnny Depp update video. Yes, I actually. So I'm gonna see my. So right now I actually have like a plot twist here. My trip may be delayed. So I'm supposed to go back to the United States next week. Like actually I was supposed to go like Wednesday or Thursday next week. There may be a plot twist. I'll tell you guys later because that's not confirmed. The plot twist is not confirmed yet. But there may be a plot twist that may delay that. But I will be back on to update that. and the timing may be just as it's ending. So if it is so, I'll do an update on there. Otherwise, I'll just go on and we'll have a good conversation because
wouldn't that suck to be on the airplane during the verdict? Kind of sort of like you were when you were on the airplane when everything went to shit a couple of weeks ago too.
Yeah, that was fucking horrible. I really hate that. Did you hear Amber say on the stand she hit herself to cause bruises? Wait, did she say that?
I didn't hear that. Nope.
Wait. Okay, chat. One's in the chat if you heard her say Amber hit herself. 2 in the chat if you didn't hear that. I want to say 1 if you heard that, 2 if you didn't. And if you heard it, tell me where you heard it.
Well, I know she accused Johnny of self-harm.
That's what I heard. I heard that she accused Johnny of self-harm. And let me be clear. That's projection. So I believe that Amber's the one who did that.
I don't know what the algorithm says about self-harm and using the word that starts with a C and ends with utting. But I've dated a couple of those in my life, and they're weird as fuck. Yeah. But both in Korea.
I was gonna say I think that Koreans I think are a little bit more because I've met like 2 girls that have done that here already.
And you know if they are.
Mm-hmm. It's clear.
And there's sort of similarities, I will say, in personality and not sociopathy, but just like the distance, the remove, the vacant things. Like, everything is internal. It's the narcissist. Everything is internalized. So I can't imagine, that being a Depp characteristic, but I can very easily see it being a characteristic of her.
For sure. Kimmy says, on my bill.
Yeah.
On my bills, I'm going to start crossing to the agreement and pay right in pledge.
Yeah.
It's true,
Seriously.
though. It's like, what would happen to you? Okay, so okay, the poll here, almost everybody voted 2.
I'll pledge my taxes.
69. Envy says at the beginning, so at the beginning of direct, maybe. I mean, but I guess we kind of Mexican Iron Man says 1. I do believe Mexican Iron Man and Guru, who may or may not have been high at the time. By the way, I mean, if you're gonna watch Rick and Morty, I mean, it's got to be high, right? So yeah, no, I get it. All right, let me make sure I catch up here. All right, so I got the one that says the bills are gonna cross out. Brian says, my wife is a vet. She's seen dogs that ate weed. We lived in California.
Colorado.
Colorado. Sorry, close in terms of weed policy, right?
Yeah.
It makes them super lethargic. Give them IV fluids and put them in the dark room.
That's what I do with my friends. That's the ultimate. Andrew knows in Korea. That's like the ultimate thing. You have a bad day, you go to the hospital, get an IV, and sleep it off.
Yeah, that's 100%. I've actually had that done here. I had a girlfriend. I had a girlfriend in Korea who was a nurse, and I was really like hungover once, and she got a bag, got an IV fluid bag, came over and gave me a fucking drip, like
got that ringer solution.
Yep, I was like, now you know what's funny though? The IV drip works. That shit works well. Like I was back on top after that. It was looking good. Does legal vices have any blow? Not in Korea. All right. Luciana says, I've got a business idea for Amber Heard. She admits it all and starts a reality show about mental health where 10 psychologists will assess her and try to discover what personality she has on a weekly basis.
Right, $7 million.
It's like Split, like she's like, what one is she today, right? Which personality is she today? Who fucking knows? Ize says, did you see the way VC looked at Amber Heard when handling her documents? If looks could kill, much love from the U.S. Yeah. They did not. That look was harsh. Is that hissing you, Jeff?
Yeah.
Oh.
You can hear. Wow, this microphone's really good.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Do I have a gas leak right now? Like, what the fuck is going on? And you're fucking like lighting up over there with your.
Wow, if you can hear this, I'm pretty impressed with this microphone.
Are you using the Shure mic?
No, it's the AV Media on my. The Shure mic is actually coming tomorrow.
Okay, it's a good mic, but I mean that mic is picking up a lot. So yeah.
Yeah, this is just the webcam mic.
Jesus fuck. All right.
Maybe I'll cancel my $300 Shure mic order. Jeez.
No. Definitely keep that mic. That's a fucking good mic.
Well, I did. I got it because watching Alita do hers with that short mic, I'm like, that's a really
I have
good
the same
sound.
one. We've all got the same. We've all got the
Yeah.
same. Eric Hunley was one who recommended it. All right. So let me go over here and let's start this testimony again. The Dutch
Yeah.
baby.
Away when you said all this, and then there was a divorce settlement. You got $7 million. People were saying this is all about the money, but then you
It
did
is.
something that twisted that whole argument. What did you do with that money?
$7 million in total was donated to, and I split it between the ACLU and Children's Hospital of Los Angeles.
ACLU is a human rights organization.
Sorry, ACLU
ACLU is a woke organization that donates to fraudsters like Amber Heard as their gender identity representatives.
is a prominent organization, nonprofit organization in the United States. It's called the American
Right.
Civil Liberties Union, and they work on behalf of marginalized communities on the ground and in legislative reform.
Right.
And
Well, more power to you, because that's something that I've never
I
heard
wanted
of.
nothing.
So
wanted
she
nothing.
said she donated it all.
Yeah.
She said it has been. And here's the thing, the framing that she made it sound like any reasonable person would believe, right? I mean, Jeff, is there any way you could interpret that as she hasn't given them the money?
No, it's past tense. That's why we have this thing called past tense. I donated.
Right. Regardless of whether it's donated or pledged or whatever fucking word you have, I mean, first of all, there's a difference, but the point is it's past tense. So you're saying it's done. And here you go. Here's her disingenuous argument.
This interview was in October of 2018, right, Ms. Heard?
I don't recall when it was.
It was
Liar.
in 2018, right, Ms. Heard?
I don't remember when this was done.
You were probably on drugs. That's why you don't remember when it was.
This was after you had received the full $7 million of your divorce settlement for Mr. Depp, wasn't it?
Again, without knowing when it was recorded, I have no idea.
The $7 million divorce settlement was paid to you in full by February of 2018, right?
That's correct.
Let's take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 1458, which is already in evidence. This is the deal point memorandum from your divorce settlement, right, Ms. Heard?
Yes, that's what it looks like.
And if we go down to the bottom of page 4,
She can't just say yes. That's what it looks like.
there's a heading labeled equalization payment. Do you see that?
Yes,
And underneath that, it outlines a payment schedule for the divorce payments, correct?
yes.
Well, it begins to. And if we go on page 5, so the first payment is scheduled for August 31st, 2016, and that's $200,000, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Mr. Depp's accountant, Edward White, testified that he made that payment directly.
You got to turn on your microphone, Ms. Berderhoff. I'm not going to hear you.
Objection to her testifying to what Mr. White testified to. That.
Okay.
It's he literally testified to it in court.
I'll overrule objection.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. It's a court document.
Mr. Depp's accountant,
BTFO.
Edward White, testified that he made the payment directly to the ACLU and CHLA, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And then the rest of the payments were all made to you, weren't they?
That is correct.
And the final payment of $2.3 million is on February 1st, 2018, right?
The final payment, yes.
And you were here in court when Mr. White testified that the payments were all made on schedule.
I'm going to object to her testifying to what Mr. White testified to. It's
Overrule.
improper.
It was in court, you
Your Honor.
fucking
In front of
dumbass.
her.
And you were here in
Literally,
court.
it was in this court. Like that, like Elaine is, I mean, there's stretching and there's being an idiot.
Yeah.
That was idiotic. Like, and you can see the judge was like, oh, immediately overruled.
Yeah.
When Mr. White testified that the payments were all made on schedule, right?
I don't believe they were. He might have
calling
just.
a liar.
My question misheard. My question was, you were here in court when Mr. White testified
Get
under
her, Camille.
oath that all the payments were made on schedule?
I was here every day in court. I heard his testimony, yes.
Okay. So back to October of 2018, this was before Mr. Depp sued you for defamation, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
He didn't sue you until after the op-ed came out in December of 2018, right?
He sued me in 2019.
And the op-ed came out in December of 2018.
That is correct.
So in October of 2018, you had received your entire $7 million divorce settlement. You agree with me?
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And you hadn't yet been
I
sued.
hate this looking at the jury shit.
This is
Well, that's because she's scared of Camille, so she's trying to find a friendly face amongst the jury. She
Yeah.
thinks they're friendlier. Previously, this was pointed out, she was looking more at her attorney than the jury. But now she's switching over to looking more at the jury. You can see that. Whenever she's looking left, it's the jury. Right is Camille. She's barely looking at Camille.
correct.
So in this October 2018 interview, you said that you had, quote, donated, end quote, your entire divorce settlement to charity, right?
That's correct.
And in fact, your exact words were, quote, $7 million in total was donated to, I split it between
Was
the ACLU
donated.
and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, end quote, right?
That's correct. I made that statement as soon as I got a divorce and we reached the settlement. That's when I pledged it right then.
And you say this
She did. So once again, she switched the word. You saw that?
And look how she thinks she's fucking clever. Look at that expression.
She switched the word. She thought she was fucking smart about that one.
because you, quote, wanted nothing, end quote.
That is correct.
That you hadn't donated your entire $7 million settlement to charity at that point, had
Here we
you?
go.
That's incorrect.
Sitting here today, Ms. Heard, you still haven't donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity. Isn't that right?
Incorrect. I pledged the entirety
Pledge.
of the
Ms. Heard,
settlement,
that's
$7
not
million
my
to
question.
charity, and I
Ms. Heard,
intend to
Ms.
fulfill
Heard,
those
Ms.
obligations.
Heard, that's not my question. Please,
What was
try
your
to answer my
question?
question.
Get her. Get her.
Get
You
her.
have not donated the $7 million donated, not pledged.
And by the way, hold on,
donated.
guys. Did you notice how, look right here, guys, this is the thing. This is how you know she's destroying them right now. This is how you know Camille is smoking them right now. Look at Runkle, DUI guy. They perked up. They literally sat forward, talked to each other, and are focusing. They're literally leaning in right now.
All eyes
Everybody
are on her.
is. Everybody. Look at Shalane Painter. She's leaning in. She's looking. They're all looking. They're all focused here.
$1 million divorce settlement to charity.
I use pledge and donation synonymous with one another.
You're the only fucking woman on planet Earth, person on planet Earth that does that.
That's how donations are paid.
Ms. Heard,
No, they're not. No, they're not. You fucking idiot. That's not how those words work.
respectfully, that's not my question. As of today,
Look at the little girl,
You
the
will
lady
not-
laughing right behind Camille.
$5 million of your own money.
Yeah, she's fucking, this one right here, she's laughing.
Well, if you like the one that's right behind her head, and like the brown shirt sitting next to the lady in the green,
Yeah.
and she was openly laughing.
Openly
To
laughing.
the ACLU. Yes or no?
I have not yet.
And as of today, you have not paid $3.5 million of your own money to the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles, correct?
I have not yet. Johnny sued me.
So as of today,
Look at that. Look, this is a little smoke face. Johnny sued me. Drat. Oh,
Yeah.
Gosh, golly, Johnny sued me. Outta
you
here.
have not donated, paid $7 million of your
And
divorce
look at
settlement
everybody. They're all focused here, leaning in, paying attention
to
over
charity,
there.
right?
I have not been able to fulfill those obligations yet.
And that's because you
And
did
the
want,
cop is like, bullshit.
Yeah.
didn't you?
I didn't want anything and I didn't get anything.
You wanted Mr. Depp's money.
Didn't get it, wasn't interested in it.
Hold on. Let's call it right here, and we'll let me pause right here. This is fucking bullshit. This is so much bullshit because clearly you wanted to give it to the ACL, like at a bare minimum, you wanted it so you could donate it at a bare minimum, right? So you did want something. You didn't want nothing. If you didn't want the money, you would have said, "Hey, we're having a divorce settlement, and the divorce settlement is for $0."
Mhm. And she didn't get it? Yeah, she did. She still got it.
It's in her bank account. It's collecting interest. Even if it's at a shitty fiat rate, she's collecting interest. It's happening. Type in Amber Heard accidentally admits into YouTube. No, you're going to get an infinite amount, Kat. An infinite amount. But I mean, she's admitting to everything. She's pretty much confessing. We're seeing Amber Heard implode live on screen before us, and it's crazy.
And this is the beginning.
This is just the beginning. We're going to really get into it today, and we're going to be into it. Amber Heard's countersuit based on Johnny Depp's lawyer's comment libel. Nope, it's not going to happen. But how the F would Amber Heard's spokesperson's statement on her behalf not be the same admissibility standard? She's fucking delusional. She doesn't get that it's the same thing. She literally thinks she's smart. This is the type of girl who thinks she's smart, who thinks she's being smart. And especially a lot of these Hollywood types, these LA types, they think they're smart and they're sassy, but they're really just exposing themselves for the vapid idiots that they are.
And they make the worst clients.
And they're out of touch with reality. Never forget that pretty face shit the bed. Thank you, Hawaii. Thank you, Hawaii. We shall never, ever forget Amber Heard's masterclass lying with confidence. Vagabond Turtle says, but doesn't it summarize how Amber Heard thinks? She pledged, so it happened. She used her deranged logic to many things. In her own mind, she was honest. What do you think about that, Jeff?
I think she believes what she's saying, but on this point, I think she knows she's full of shit. And she's just trying to be too clever by half, as they say.
Yeah, she's trying to be too clever by half. I agree with that.
Well, she even says, like, I got $7 million, but when she was objected to, she said, but my lawyers are costing me $6 million. Mm-hmm. And then she got objected to.
Exactly. Amber Heard gaslighting the jury with pledge versus gave $7 million. Can CV use this as an example of how JD was gaslight? Sure, you could. You could bring this up, especially on closing. You could bring this up. I think on closing, this is a very fucking strong point, is to bring up. This is exactly how you saw in the court how Miss Heard turns things around, how she twists words, how she never gives a straight answer. This is how she dealt with Johnny Depp, in a disingenuous way, in a two-faced way. Just how she dealt with you today, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Of course, you know who's not going to like that? Elaine. And Elaine here saying, at Legal Mindset, Miss Heard is a strong, independent LGBTQ warrior. Above all, she is my loving client. Oh, I'm sorry, Elaine.
Loving.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry we've triggered you. And because you're triggered, please smash the like button. Otherwise, Amber will drop a deuce on your bed. Huggy says, why will a victim say they hit themselves? Yeah, I don't think. I don't think that she admitted it. I think we all, like, especially the poll here, we were pretty convinced that what happened was she said that Johnny Depp might have self-harmed, and that was really telling on herself. I think that definitely she did say. And once again, it's all projection. You're going to see me with the whiteboard today, guys. You're going to coming out. Projection. All right. Joe says, I feel like this may be a little far-fetched as I hate Amber Heard as much as everyone else, but don't you think her lawyers know they're fighting a losing battle and need to try their best as defense lawyers? So I can totally speak to this. Jeff, what do you think? Because we have a duty. So I'll say this, to predicate this. We have a duty of zealous advocacy. So what that means is that unless we know they, like, for example, it's a murderer who's like literally confessed to us, like, I know where the body is, I did this, blah, blah, blah. Unless we're in that position, we have a duty to defend our client to the utmost of our abilities. That is true. Jeff, where do you think this kind of pushes up against those boundaries here?
Well, I mean, again, when she's saying, I took the pictures and I have the medical records and I really want them to be in court, but my lawyers aren't doing it. That's when you know she's full of shit as a lawyer. You know she's lying because you know she didn't give you anything. And I don't know what the projection thing. I mean, well, as you said last time, and I completely agree with, these aren't the first lawyers she visited to take this case.
No.
Because there's people that say, okay, we know this is bullshit beginning to end.
we're not
another
going to
one.
take it. Yeah, we're not going to take it, right? Because if somebody came up to your office in Korea and was like, "Hey, Jeff, I want to hire you, but it's clear to you they did it."
Yeah, that's the only thing. The only thing you can do is settle, work for a settlement, I think at some point her lawyer said, "Hey, we want the publicity from this, so we're not going to ask any real important questions of our client. We're going to believe her. We're not going to ask too many questions, and we're going to go through with it."
Yeah. Stormy, thank you so much. She's shit. It's on your side of the bed.
Oh.
By the way, guys, if you want a lot of the emojis, we've got a toilet emoji, an Adam emoji, which is me in the hoodie. If you guys don't know, Adam is my personality when I'm wearing the hoodie. I'm ready to go down there and box one-on-one. You've got Andrew Esquire, that's the one in the suit. You've got the Soju, you got the Cat Girls, you got the Vampire Girls, a lot of good stuff if you want to become a member. Also, I'll shout you out even if you're not super chatting. Mel said, narcissists cannot be told projection is a trait. Yes, it's a core trait of a narcissist. It's a key trait of a narcissist. That's
what it means.
Projection. Yeah, literally it's projection. All right, let me wrap up here and get this a little bit more of this testimony.
I loved Johnny. That's why I was with him.
You wanted praise for donating the money, right?
That's incorrect.
You wanted good press.
Couch.
Does want good press, yes.
Everybody wants
good
press.
You wanted to seem altruistic publicly.
Wasn't my interest. My interest is in my name and clearing my name. And at the time, I was being called a liar and my motives were being questioned. I did see it as important to clear that up. I wanted to make a statement to make sure that there was not any doubt that I couldn't be labeled these things just because Johnny was a bigger star and had more publicity reach.
Oh, wah. I mean, that's her whole thing. Oh, Johnny was bigger than me. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Get the fuck out of here, Amber.
Everyone claims of domestic violence against Mr. Depp, right?
No, I wanted to move on with my life.
Bullshit.
You wanted to make those claims.
They are believable. They were.
You wanted them to be seen. You wanted to be seen, as a noble victim of domestic violence.
I have never wanted to be seen as a victim. Nor have I ever called myself one.
Bullshit.
You testified under oath that, quote, the entirety of your divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote, didn't you?
That's correct. I pledged the entirety.
No. My questions. Your counsel will have time to redirect you after.
Tell him, Camille.
You testified under oath, quote, the entirety of your divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote.
That is correct. I pledged the entirety.
I'm going to move to strike everything after yes.
All right.
I love Camille.
No. Ms. Hurt, this is really inappropriate.
I'll sustain the objection. And we'll
See,
move forward.
this is really inappropriate. Boom. Get the fuck out, Elaine. See, Elaine just getting owned out of here. I mean, just owned.
Did we ever figure out what she said?
It doesn't matter. It's fucking Elaine. It doesn't matter what she said. She was being like, Your Honor, it's I do declare it's not stated to be the truth of the matter asserted, which is our whole only defense to hearsay.
You're giving Amber the vapors.
Yeah, I got the vapors. Oh Lord. Speculation leading. I mean, but she knows it. I mean, it's like, no.
Under oath, that statement wasn't true, was it, Ms. Hurd?
I'm sorry, I don't follow your question. Sorry.
You're a fucking liar, yes or no? How's that?
The entirety of my divorce settlement was donated to charity, end quote. That statement wasn't true.
It is true. I pledged the entirety to charity.
The statement.
When you say you buy a house, you don't pay for the entire house at one time.
Okay. This is guys. So this is the punctuation here. This is the crescendo. This is it. She compares a donation to a house.
Oh, fuck me.
It's not even close to the same thing. First of all, let me explain how a mortgage works, Amber. If I'm selling you a house, if I'm selling my house to Jeff, and Jeff goes out and he gets a mortgage, the bank pays me in full. I get all of the money. I'm made whole. I do not just get a first payment on the mortgage and don't get the rest.
Yeah, my house is on the market now, and I want the fucking $1 million before I move out.
Right. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
That's fucking preposterous. Like to even try to argue that with a straight face. And somebody told her that. There's no way she just came up with that on the fly. Somebody told her that comparison. And it was a horrible fucking idea. It was a horrible idea for her to use. Luciana says, is Trump watching Miss Vasquez cook Amber Heard like that? What? I don't know why Trump is relevant to this, but maybe it's possible. I mean, I don't know why that's relevant, Luciana. Luciana, this is a weird question. I mean, I appreciate
Objection, relevance.
but objection, relevance, Luciana. Come on, girl. I want Elon Musk's reaction to it. The Rocket Man in your contact list. Johnny Depp needs her love. I'm going to be honest with Elon. Elon can get praise for buying Twitter. That's great because guess what? It has improved things. However, Elon was simping hard for Amber Heard. He was simping hard. He said, don't worry, I'll protect you from mean, evil Johnny. It's ridiculous.
And look who he's got now and think she was crazy enough that she left Amber for what he's got now.
And I think I got this one, Mel. Narcissist cannot be told projection is a trait. All right, guys. So listen, I'm going to wrap it here. We're at 2 hours. Guys.
Oh, my God.
Lucia says she is Latina. Well, of course. I love my Latina ladies. I'm from Miami. I'm from the 305, ladies and gentlemen. I may be in Seoul, but I grew up amongst the Latinas, so I know my Latina ladies, and I love my Latina ladies. I love my Korean girls here, but Latina ladies, I grew up with that. That's mother's milk for me, right? Or I should say mother's cafecito, mother's cafe con leche, right? And I will have that leche any day, especially if it's Camille. But if you like this leche, if you like this spiciness, head over here to Legal Vices. Follow him.
I'm at 980 right now, 20 left.
He's at freaking 980. Legal Vices. Go over there to check that out. Legal Vices. The link is in the description. I will put it in the chat right now for you guys to follow. Just guys, 20 of you. There's 4,000 of you. Make sure you smash the like button on this as well. I'm going to be back.
4,000 of you all sign up and watch for 1 hour.
That's it. I'm going to be back with a post show for this as well. Anyone think Andrew Legal Mindset here looks like a Yum Sam from Burn Notice? I'll take it. I like Burn Notice. I mean, Burn Notice is set in Miami. I actually saw it being filmed. So yeah, I'll take that, Bean. I'll take that. That is not an insult. That is not an insult at all. So guys, check this out here. Enjoy your cafe con leche, and I will see you guys after. Please join me after. I will have more people on. It'll be great. Jeff will be back tomorrow. So if you like Jeff, he'll be back tomorrow, hopefully.
I'll be here as long as you have me here.
I will have you tomorrow. So come back tomorrow. Jeff will be here for the pre-show. Post-show will happen as well.